everybody. Happy Wednesday, wherever you guys are. Here in South Carolina, it is cold and rainy. It's supposed to be cold and rainy all day, but I'm inside. I hope you guys are all inside and staying warm or cool if you're Southern Hemisphere. So I just wanted to say hello, talk a little bit about what's going on with the Board and Batten quilt along, and give you guys some tips on block assembly. So I've already sewn my quilt top together, just moving a little ahead. So we are making one block, and if you hop over to the blog post today, I did put in a few tips. So I just want to say about how I tend to assemble blocks. So this block has 4 rows to it. So there's 2 half square triangles, there's 2, just a print and a background square, 2 half square triangles, and then the background square and the print square. So what I do is I take all of my print squares and background squares, and I just bam, chain piece them. You know, there's no worry about anything about matching, or because there's no prints or anything. You just no prints to make sure you don't pull 2 of the same. So I just go and first do those. Then to do this first, I'm going to call this the row 1 and row 3. These are half square triangles, and so the orientation is important, and the orientation between the 1 and the 3 is different. So what I do is I have all my half square triangles laid out. I just grab 2 of them and I set them on my sewing table right next to my sewing machine in the right orientation. So that way when I'm sewing, I can have that to refer back to. And I just sew about 90% of these, and then the ones that are left, that's when I actually take the time to truly pair them up. So as long as I grab them, if I grabbed 2 really, really light prints, I would try to go and mix them up. And then when I had, anywhere between 10 and 15 pairs left, that's when I would take the time to actually pair them up to make sure that when I get to the last couple, I'm not winding up with like 2 yellow prints or 2 red prints together. If that doesn't bother you, that's cool for me. I just try to have them more separate. So that's what I do. So I don't really care. I just kind of just start pulling them all the way till the end, and then I match them up just to make sure that I wind up with a good variety. Now, I would recommend pressing all the seams open. So for those that love the press seams open, I find that the whole block comes together. It's going to be flatter, and the seams are going to have less bulk. So I would say if you don't like to press your seams open, try it on one block. See how you like it. If you really, really don't, then you can press the seams in alternating directions. But you do have these half square triangles to come together, so folding them to the side, you are going to have some bulkier seams. So this is one of those patterns that I would recommend pressing all the seams open. And then once you press the seams open, you can see just everything. Well, now I've been messing with it, so now they're not so great. But it just winds up a little bit flatter. So those are my tips on how to make the blocks. And so we're going to spend the next 2 weeks making the blocks, and then we're going to go into quilt assembly. But this is really, this is just a very low-key quilt along. So I mentioned in the blog post, and I'll put a link to the blog post in the comments here so you can hop over. When you're ready, if you've already finished your quilt top, which I've already seen some people finishing their quilt tops, which is awesome, you know, ahead of the game. If you want to be part of the parade and be eligible for all the prizes. Oh yeah, here's one of them. So if you'd like this beautiful stack, and then I have thread, I have a whole bunch of prizes and other fun things. You can just send me a picture of your quilt top or finished quilt. So it can just be a quilt top or finished quilt. It does not have to be quilted. To MMD for Meadow Mist Designs, mysteryquilts@gmail.com. That way I have those all in one email address. I will be uploading them for you. And if you do happen to be outside the United States when you send me your email, if you can make note of that, because I do have some prizes that are international, and then some just due to shipping costs are just within the United States. So I want to make sure that if you are international and you win, you get a prize that that I can get to you. So that's all that I have. Other things coming up are the first Thursday of February, which is only, my goodness, it's like 2 weeks. I think it's 2 weeks from tomorrow. The mystery quilt, the melodic mystery, the reveal will be announced. We've made all of our blocks, so showing you how everything goes together. So I hope everyone, I've been enjoying seeing everyone's blocks, and so everyone will know the reveal, and we can go get that sewing. So if you have any other questions, let me know in the comments below. I will do my best to answer them. Otherwise, have a wonderful, hopefully the weather's better where you are, Wednesday.